A bit of snow on Wednesday. Your forecast after the break.
A small silver lining to the pandemic. Flu numbers are down this year, giving a little bit of relief to hospitals already nearing their capacity. Our Julie Dunmeyer joins us live after speaking with the doctor about the reason for that decrease. Julie?
Good evening, Annie. The CDC data shows that flu numbers for 2020 are down drastically in comparison to last year. And a doctor I spoke to at Spectrum Health tells me that's likely because we've been doing all of those best practices due to COVID. Flu numbers are down in 2020.
One of the few bright spots in this whole pandemic thing is that because people are practicing social distancing and masking, we're seeing a lot less of the normal respiratory illnesses that we see at this time of year.
Likely because we have our guards up due to COVID. Masks, hand washing, social distancing, and staying home when you're sick prevent all types of respiratory illnesses, especially ones that are less contagious than COVID, like the flu.
COVID and flu are two totally separate illnesses.
But they spread the same way, says pediatric hospitalist Dan McGee.
COVID and influenza are both spread very similarly. The majority of the spread is by respiratory droplets. I have the flu, I sneeze and cough, you breathe it in, you get the flu.
The flu and COVID are also treated differently, and we're not out of the woods yet.
Well, if you remember last year, we had a very light influenza season at the start of the season, and it was only after the first of the year that it began to pick up. I don't know whether we're going to see that this year. I'm hoping that we will not.
Saying if you haven't gotten a flu shot yet, you should. So if you do get COVID, you're protected from getting another respiratory illness on top of it.
Well, it's always better not to get sick at all, but if you're going to have a virus, it's better to have one virus at a time instead of having two viruses at the same time, because we know with other respiratory viruses, if you get infected by multiple viruses at the same time, you get a lot sicker. To prevent from getting a lot sicker, doctors all say you should go ahead and get your flu shot still if you haven't yet this year. Spectrum Health does offer